everyone. Hello, am I audible? Okay. So we are discussing the second part of Unit 2, and second part of Unit 2 means cost of capital. Specifically, we are dealing with the cost of equity capital. So before moving ahead for the next practical questions, just a quick revision of last one or two sessions. Cost of capital means a minimum rate of return that company must earn to maintain the share price in the market or same share price in the market. Now, in a cost of capital, we have various components. Specifically, we have four sources of capital. First source is equity capital. Second one is preference. Number third is debt, and number four is internal sources. So in this portion, we are trying to understand or we are trying to determining the cost of equity, cost of preference, cost of debt, and cost of internal sources mean retained earning. In a cost of equity capital, whenever we have a cost of equity capital, we have different methods. How many methods are there? Can you tell me? Total number of methods are five. Five methods are there. Five methods are there, and out of that, the first one method is dividend price method or approach. Dividend price approach, totally based on the expected dividend that declared by the company. Second one is dividend price plus growth approach. Dividend is there plus some percentage of growth is also there. And now we are moving for the third method. So write down the title, method number 3. Earning price approach. Earning price approach. Earning price approach. Sometimes it's shortly known as EPS. EPS approach. EPS means earning per share. If you want to note down, write down. So that may be asked in MCQ question. EPS. Earning per share. So according to this method, okay, method number 3, the cost of capital is depend upon the earning per share. Earning per share means profit available for equity share. The profit available for equity shares means very simple. First, in a profit and loss account on a credit side, we write all the incomes. Yes. Out of that income, we are deducting all the expenses. So we are debiting to all the expenses on debit side of profit and loss account. All right, all cost. Barabar? What we get? If I deduct all the expenses from the total income, then I get net profit. Are we clear up to this? Out of that net profit, we need to pay something. What? The government is demanding from company? Yes. Tax. Okay. So out of that, we are paying the tax. Now whatever the profit available, that called PAT, profit after tax. Are we clear up to this? This profit after tax is important for us while calculating the cost of equity capital. So this profit is used for a two purpose. Either a company go for the distribution of dividend out of that profit, PAT, or a company go for reinvestment of that profit in the business. If company declare the dividend, it is considered as a dividend. If company not declare the dividend, it is considered as retained earning. Are we clear up to this? So the entire cost of capital is depend upon this concept, and here formula is very simple. Your earning per share, it means EPS divided by NP. The formula is very simple. You can see here AE is equal to E. E stands for EPS, earning per share, divided by N, not net profit. Face value plus premium minus issue expenses. Are we clear about the formula and concept?
Yes.
Again, I will tell you that if the concepts and formulas are clear, calculation will hardly take 1 or 2 minutes. So, are we ready?
Yes.
K is equal to E upon NP. So, now this is your next practical question. See here. Question number 7. A firm is considering an expenditure of rupees 75 lakh for expanding its operation. Now, company wants to expand the operation, and for that, company required how many money? Rupees 75 lakhs. The relevant information is given to you. Now, this is the current information of a company. Number of equity shares, number of existing equity shares, 10 lakhs. Market value of shares, 100. Net earning rupees, 100 lakhs. Compute the cost of existing equity share. Based on the above information, you need to calculate the cost of capital additionally. Now see, a new equity capital, assuming that new shares will be issued at a price of rupees 92 per share, and the cost of issuing new shares will be rupees 2 per share. Now here we have two types of shares. One is existing shares, already that company have, and one is about new that company will issue nearby future. So in this practical question, we need to calculate the cost of old shares, it means existing shares, and cost of new shares. First of all, write down the formula. क्या है formula? AE is equal to E upon NP. Okay, now try to find the values. Here E stand for EPS, earning per share. Now see, total earning is given to you. Yes, how many?
10 lakhs.
10.
10 lakh.
Total earning. यहाँ पे कुछ net earning, okay, 100 divided by number of shares, 10 lakhs divided by 10. अगर किसी को नहीं आ रहा है तो ईपीएस किस तरह से कैलकुलेट करता हूं, मैं यहाँ पे लिख देता हूं फॉर्मूला, नेट प्रॉफिट, तो मैंने कहा वो प्रॉफिट, ओके, प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स डिवाइडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स. So here 100 divided by 10. So the final answer is 10 lakhs. Are we clear about the EPS? Okay. Now put this value 10. Here 10 stand for 10 lakhs. Divided by NP. See here, issue price is given to you. In a practical question, issue price is given to you. यहाँ पे कुछ है, इश्यू प्राइस है कि मार्केट प्राइस है, वो पहले डिसाइड करो। इश्यू देखो वापस से एक बार आराम से, मार्केट वैल्यू है तो इंस्टेड ऑफ एनपी हम यहाँ पे क्या लिखेंगे? अगर मार्केट वैल्यू है तो प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन में यस P0, it's not PO, P0, and P0 stand for current market price. Current market price is 100. सॉरी हो, ये 10 lakhs तो ऊपर नीचे वाला, क्या आंसर मिलेगा? 0.10. I'm right? वापस से एक बार रिपीट कर देता हूँ. If the market price is given to you, market value is given to you, not worry about the issue price, premium, dividend, discount, anything. Okay? Just look at to the information. If you find that the market price is there, directly use that market value, market price. Okay? If it is not given, like as a second condition. Now it is for which shares? We have calculated for existing shares. Okay? This calculation is for existing shares. Now for new equity shares. Formula remains same. Are you with me, everyone? See, in the additional information, anything about the change in earning is given to you in this para. This is the existing information. Okay, first 4 lines. This is the current information. Number of shares, market value, net earning. These 3. Okay. Now in the second line, some information about the new equity shares. Along with this, is there any change in earning that by the in a future or by the next year earning will increase or decrease? Anything adjustments are there? No, it means earning remains same. Okay, so here E remains same. 10 divided by. Now in second condition, see here. The second condition, last lines. Market price is given to you or issue price is given to you. Here issue price is there. So here we need to use which formula? KE is equal to E divided by NP. And how to find NP? That we know. Now put the values. See the face value. Face value. वहां पे नहीं लिखा है कि वो फेस वैल्यू है, वहां पे कुछ और वर्ड्स लिखा है. Oh my dear, I hope so the basic fundamentals of finance are clear in your mind. जो भी क्लास में ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन है सभी को बेसिक फंडा एटलीस्ट क्लियर, right? And also you have studied the different values of the shares. देखा था ना हमने, बुक वैल्यू, मार्केट वैल्यू, फेस वैल्यू, इश्यू वैल्यू. हाँ तो याद है. तो यहाँ पे भी वही कंसेप्ट है. वापस से भी आपको एक बात नहीं 10 टाइम्स रिपीट किया, द कंसेप्ट्स आर नॉट क्लियर देन यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू एनी प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन। बहुत ही सीरियस मैटर है, क्योंकि आपको इतना नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो फिर अब तक जो मैंने करवाया उस पर मुझे भी डाउट है, या तो मेरी साइड से कुछ गलती हुई है, मैंने प्रॉपर नहीं करवाया, या तो फिर ऐसा हो रहा है कि आपका मोबाइल तो आपको प्रेजेंट कर रहा है लेकिन आप प्रेजेंट नहीं है। ओके, एंड फॉर योर काइंड इंफॉर्मेशन, मुझे सब पता है कि कौन क्या कर रहा है, कितने ऑनलाइन आ रहे हैं, वो ऑनलाइन आके क्या कर रहे हैं, कितने यहाँ पे कैंपस में आ रहे हो, कैंपस में आप भी क्या कर रहे हैं, वो मुझे पता है। तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि यहाँ पे कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन रिक्वायर्ड है। प्लीज कम टू द पॉइंट। यहाँ पे इश्यू प्राइस है, यहाँ पे फेस वैल्यू नहीं है। एंड अगर आपको याद ना हो तो प्रीवियस क्वेश्चंस में जाके वापस से देखिए, और अगर फिर भी याद ना आए तो नोट डाउन द फॉर्मूलाज। इश्यू प्राइस इज इक्वल टू फेस वैल्यू प्लस प्रीमियम और your issue price is equal to face value plus premium if we have premium, okay, or else or face value minus discount. Now clear? Again I repeat, generally in 99% cases our face value for companies for practical questions remain 100. Now see here, this price is which price? The last condition here, which price is given to you? Issued at a price of 92. It means company has issued the shares with a discount. उसकी ओरिजिनल वैल्यू होगी 100 रुपीज minus discount 8%. Now the issue price is 92. This concept is clear, everyone? Okay. तो अगर मैंने ये आपको नहीं बताया होगा तो आप क्या करोगे, मैं आपको डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे लिख के देता हूँ। आप करोगे 92, ओके, -2। आप यही करते, हमें करना तो यही है, ओके, हमें करना तो यही है, लेकिन फंडामेंटली आप देखोगे तो हमारी जो फॉर्मूला है एनपी की वो फॉर्मूला क्या है? इश्यू प्राइस योर सॉरी फेस वैल्यू माइनस डिस्काउंट 8 माइनस इश्यू एक्सपेंसेस 2। यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? तो आप इस तरह से करोगे तो भी सही आएगा, मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि गलत है। आपने अगर ऐसा भी लिखा है तो भी ये भी सही है, बट द कंसेप्ट इज नॉट क्लियर इन योर माइंड। मैं चाहता तो 1 मिनट में ये क्वेश्चन कंप्लीट कर सकता, बट आई वांट टू क्लियर योर कंसेप्ट अबाउट द फेस वैल्यू, बुक वैल्यू और इश्यू वैल्यू। आर वी क्लियर नाउ? तो 10 divided by 90, 0 point, like this. Are we clear about this?
Yes.
Everyone? Any doubt, any query? A quick revision of this entire question. Okay, here we have two differences: existing sales and new sales. Existing sales we have calculated with the market price. Please remember here market price is given to you, so we have used the market price. And next one is a new sales conditions are given to you. So based on that conditions we have calculated the cost of new sales. Now tell me which equity shares are most costly for the company. दोनों के कंपैरिजन में एग्जिस्टिंग या न्यू कौन से एक्सपेंसिव है? न्यू. ओके, जिसका भी जो कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी हाई होगा वो मोर एक्सपेंसिव होगा. आर वी क्लियर? ये तो मैंने सिंपल क्वेश्चन पूछा. सपोज आई आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन इन 8 मार्क्स, so I will add the last line that based on your calculation conclude which type of costs are less expensive, existing or new, or give your remarks about the issue of new shares, whether company go for the new shares or company run with the existing shares. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
तो अगर मुझे इसको थोड़ा और डिफिकल्ट करना है तो मैं क्या करूंगा, लास्ट में आपके पास से कंक्लूजन ले लूंगा, डिसीजन लूंगा एक कि डिसीजन दो कि कौन सा बेटर है, एग्जिस्टिंग या न्यू, कौन से मोर एक्सपेंसिव है, कौन से लेस एक्सपेंसिव है. आइदर कंपनी गो फॉर अ न्यू इश्यू और आइदर कंपनी एडिशनल कंपनी गो फॉर द एडिशनल और अदर सोर्सेज ऑफ फाइनेंस like as a loan and debenture. Are we clear? So your conclusion it must be here that new shares cost of capital is more than the cost of existing capital. So new equity shares are most costly as compared to existing. So it is not advisable for a company to issue the new shares. Instead of that new shares, company may use the other sources of finance like as a debenture loan, or else company go for the declaration of rights or bonuses. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any doubt, any query? Method is very simple. Calculate the EPS, earning per share, divided by NP or P0, whatever the information is given to you. Okay, now write down the next method, an important method for all of you. Bond yield plus risk premium. Bond yield plus risk premium. Those are in online mode. Are you getting the things? Okay. Okay. Now try to understand this method, and then after we go for a practical question. Suppose all of us, we have each and everyone, we have 3 lakh rupees in our hand right now. Okay. We have 3 lakh rupees. I have 3 lakh rupees, you have 3 lakh rupees, you have 3 lakh rupees, you have 3 lakh rupees. Shruti, Raj, Akshay, all of you have 3 lakh rupees. And now you have two options. Option 1, you may go to a bank, okay, and you may deposit this 3 lakh rupees as a FD, fixed deposit. Bank will pay 7% interest per annum. Option number 1. Option number 2, you put this 3 lakh rupees in a share market. Okay? You invest in a share market, or else in a second language I can say that you have purchased the shares of XYZ company for rupees 3 lakh. Now can you tell me how many percentage return is there in that XYZ limited shares in a share market? Any idea? In a bank, I must tell you that that is 7%. Okay, per annum. Every year you will get 7% interest definitely on 3 lakh rupees. But in case of share market that you have invested, is there any guarantee? No. तो वहां पे ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि अगर वो दे तो ऊपर वाला जब भी देता छप्पड़ फाड़ के. So it may happen that within a month or 2 months your money comes double. Directly 3 lakh to 6 lakh. And if you wait for the doubling amount in a bank, it will take 20 years minimum. Okay, at 6%, 7%, 18 to 20 years are required. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So, and another possibility is also there that within a week you may lose your principal amount also. Not 100%, but definitely some portion may you 2,50,000 or 2 lakh remain with you, depend upon the market price of the shares. Are you getting my point? So now, why they are giving a best return? Okay, हम वो केसेस की बात नहीं करते कि जहां पे प्राइस डिक्रीज हो रही, बट सपोज instead of XYZ company, you have invested the 3 lakh rupees in Tata Motors. You have invested that 3 lakh rupees in Adani Power. You have invested that 3 lakh rupees in a Reliance Corporation. You have invested that 3 lakh rupees in Samsung Limited. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So definitely in a near future, after a 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you will get a huge amount in terms of return. Are you getting my point? हम बुरी कंपनी की बात नहीं कर रहे, लेकिन जो भी अच्छी कंपनीज है जिनका मार्केट अभी अप हो रहा है, उसमें अगर आप इन्वेस्ट करोगे तो डेफिनेटली यू विल गेट मोर अमाउंट एज कंपेयर टू एफडी. Are we clear about these two criteria? Okay. So now this method said that if you are invested in a bank, in a bonds of government securities, then you will get a certain percentage of interest. Are you clear? The return is fixed. So here securities 100%. Securities 100%. Suppose you have put your FD in a SBI bank and somehow this SBI operation is shut down in the next year 2023. So your principal amount at least will pay by government. Are we clear? अगर SBI बंद भी हो गया तो हमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट हमें वो पैसे लौटा देगा, एटलीस्ट प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट, हमारा लॉस नहीं होगा. Are we clear? But in a share market, you can take an example of Arshad Mehta. Nobody will save you from that particular loss. Are we clear?
Yes.
So, what is the concept here? If you invest any amount in FDs in government securities, generally we call bonds, you will get some return, and that return is risk-free return. First pair is clear? You get some minimum return, and that minimum return is risk-free. But additional risk is there if you invest the same amount in the equity shares of any company. So here, that risk premium, the risk factor is also affect us when we go for the calculation of cost of equity capital. So in a simple language, the conclusion in one line is cost of equity capital is equal to risk-free return plus risk premium. Are we clear? These two, risk-free return. Here in our case, 7% plus risk premium. Suppose risk premium is 25%. So the 7 plus 25% means how many? Are we clear? Formula is very simple. Write down the formula. Yield on long-term bonds. Yield on long-term bonds. Here yield means return. Return on long-term bonds plus risk free. Are we clear about the funda? क्योंकि इसी फंडा के बेस पे नेक्स्ट मेथड भी है. Are we clear about the funda? Okay, good. अभी इतनी इजी मेथड है कि यहाँ पे हम कोई प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन के लिए नहीं जा रहे हैं, डायरेक्टली जा रहे हैं नेक्स्ट मेथड जो आपके लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है प्रैक्टिकल. फॉर अ प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चंस this method is very very important for all of you. Write down the title. CAPM. The short form is CAPM is stand for Capital Assets Pricing Model. Capital Assets Pricing Model. Again, I repeat, this entire method is depend upon two parameters, two elements, two categories. First category, first element is risk-free return that you are getting from bank, that you are getting from government securities. Number two is risk premium. It means risk factor that you are facing in the share market, specifically for equity shares. Are we clear?
Yes.
Now the formula for the same. KE, cost of equity capital, is equal to R. R stand for return. Okay, R, capital R stand for return. Here RF. F means free return. Means no security. So RF stand for risk-free return. RF stand for risk-free return. Plus BF. Here BF not stand for boyfriend. Okay, it stand for beta factor. Stand for beta factor. Your beta factor in bracket you note down risk factor. And a bracket is your beta means risk factor. Two types of risk are there. Please remember, one is a financial risk and second one is business risk. So beta is a combination of both financial risk and business risk. So it represent risk factor कि कितना risk है market में. In a bracket, R again stand for return. Your M means market. So average return on a market. Average market return. Market में general कितना return मिल रहा है. And last one RF, risk free. In last one or two examinations, examiner is also asking formula for this. Okay, in one line there is a question. Write down the formula for the equation of CAPM. So please remember the formula. Now repeat with me. K is equal to RF plus BF in bracket RM minus RF. Are we clear? Clear? Okay. So let me take a practical question so we'll get the clear idea. Shruti, I come to you. Okay, wait for a minute. Just 1 minute. It hardly take 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, first of all, we write the formula. KE is equal to RF plus BF in a bracket RM minus RF. Bracket over. Okay. Now I am reading the question, and meanwhile we put the values. Modern limited shield beta factor is 1.4. Directly given to you. So put it in a formula. BF is equal to 1.4. The risk-free rate if interest on government security is 9%. So here risk-free return is 9%. So 9 divided by 100, 0.09 plus beta 1.4. In a bracket, the expected return Rate of return on company equity share is 16%. Expected return means market return is 16%. Average return is 16%. So 16 divided by 100. Now this task is to you. 0.09 plus 1.4 in a bracket क्या आएगा? 0.25, right? Final answer. नहीं, ये 1.4 into 0.25. $0.25. यहाँ पे ना 0.007. मेरे में तो कुछ अलग आ रहा है. अच्छा, सॉरी, यस, मैंने प्लस किया था दोनों का, माय मिस्टेक. 1.4 into 0.7, 0.07, 098, like, ओके, एंड दोनों का प्लस करो. 0.188. Are we clear? In this question, beta factor is always given to you. No worry about that. Average return and risky return, these three are the main parameters. Okay. Any doubt, any query? Okay, so please write your enrollment numbers, and then after you are free to leave the class. And one question from Shruti is, explain the BA again. Okay. So here, BA stand for beta factor, and beta factor means combination of risk. Risk means two types of risk. One is financial risk. एक पेज लेकर अपना अटेंडेंस पास करो. अटेंडेंस